What glitch in the system are you exploiting? Was told by gas company that my apartment doesn't exist according to their records and therefore couldn't set up an account. Despite this, we've had gas in the apartment for the past 3 years. Just wanted to let you guys know I'm getting free gas. So our records show your apartment does not exist, therefore we cannot charge you. That is the most logical statement I've heard in my life and I will not question it, mom. Have a great day. I've been getting free internet for the last 10 years because my ISP never cut me off after I stopped paying. I don't question it. At Noodles and Company I regularly order online at work. I get the med salad. Normally it comes with chicken added. I deselect the chicken, saving like $3, and so far I'm 5/5 for them still putting it on there. There's a change dispenser near my house and when you put in $1 bills it dispenses 5 quarters instead of 4. Woohoo, breaking economy. Getting the employee discount on my phone bill from an employer I left a year ago. I got that for 5 years. By the time my phone company wanted physical verification, I was at another job that offered the same discount. In Norway they legally can't put more than 1 parking ticket on your car, so I have been using the same ticket when parking since September. I get 15% discounts at a particular grocery store by virtue of being a student. However, the chain doesn't apply the discounts on returns. So, I can buy something at a 15% discount and return it for full price. I don't use it because I want the chain to stick around, but I know it exists. Parking on a street that requires a permit. Every 3 months or so I get a fine of $150. If I paid to park I would be paying $10 a day, so it works out way cheaper to just keep on getting fines. Congratulations, now you know why corporations would rather pay so many fines rather than actually obey the law. This was like 7 or 8 years ago when a lot of towns in the UK didn't have Domino's pizza, before Papa John's was a thing here and you were lucky if there was a Pizza Hut delivery. Most people only had access to pizza from little, dirty kebab shops, and like their kebabs, the pizzas were best eaten when drunk. Well, a Domino's opened up in my hometown not long after I finished university and moved back home. Because it was so expensive compared to the cheap, albeit crap, pizza you could already buy, they did loads of really good coupon and online deals. They had this one code, PIS50, that was 50% off £50. A large pizza with 2 sides was about £25 anyway, so you could basically get twice the amount of food. It made it feel like you weren't getting totally ripped off. That code didn't stay on the menus for long though, and it was replaced with various other codes that would change every month. The thing is though, the PIS50 code still worked online, and it stayed active until this year. I was a little heartbroken when I entered it and got an invalid code error. An ex-girlfriend hasn't changed her Netflix password and is still logged in on my Blu-ray player. It's been nearly 2 years. One of the washing machines at my college only costs a quarter as opposed to the normal $1. I'm saving tens I tell you. Getting a mortgage and then getting a roomie to pay rent to me, which I use to pay the mortgage. Living for free, man. My brother got discounts from other stores in the plaza of the grocery store he worked at because he worked at said grocery store. The pizza place got so used to seeing him, they gave him the grocery store discount every time he came in, even well after he quit that job. I keep being offered sign-up bonuses for starting new bank accounts. I've switched twice now in a year, moving my direct deposit each time and have made $800 in incentives. Other than the hassle of switching my direct deposit, I can't find a reason not to. There are no penalties for closing a bank account, and to me the hassle is worth the money. You've dived into what we call churning. It becomes super profitable once you learn what to do. Flipping failed recalled products. When say Apple do a recall for a logic board failure, find systems with those symptoms on eBay for cheap, take them into the Apple store and they'll repair it for free under warranty. Also a cheap way to get a MacBook every few years, but usually better to get several failed ones and swap for something that hasn't been recalled. My dad is a recycling man for my town, and man did he ever do this well. So with McDonald's, you know how you can get a stamp card and a sticker on every cup? When you fill out the stamp card you get a free drink. Well, whenever he goes to pick up someone's recycling, sometimes a person left their McDonald's drink cup in there and the sticker is still on it. So he takes the sticker and puts it on his stamp card. Let's say he has over 50 plus stamp cards for a free drink. By doing this and counting, he is exploiting that one, that is for sure. Free coffee for life. The mobiles in my area did a scratch off game via text. You text a code and they send you a link to a scratch off page. Get 3 out of the 6 and you won a free energy drink, soda, or water. Changed monthly. I literally won every day. Then I discovered you could clear cookies and get as many tickets as you had email addresses. Was getting 5 energy drinks a day for free for a few months. With the Subway app you can get discounts on subs. If you delete the app you can try again and get a different better discount. It ain't much, but it is to a 19-year-old student. If it's Android, instead of deleting the app just clear the data cache and it will be like opening the app as if it was just installed. The deluxe double at my local Culver's is like $4, but a regular double cheeseburger with deluxe condiments is $2.80. Can confirm. I work at Culver's and all the burgers are the exact same size. You'd actually get more value from a kid's meal than a basket, but most adults are too stuck up to order the kid's meal. I took a regular old stats class in high school. My college saw it on my transcript, thought it was AP, and checked it off of my degree requirements. My graduate school saw it on my undergrad transcript and checked it off on my requirements. I haven't taken a math class since I was 17 and I'm not saying a word. Live in a rural town. No degree, but I'm excellent at math. I got a job teaching at math classes which requires a degree. It was supposed to be temporary and I was supposed to give my boss a refresher on math so they could eventually let me go. My boss knows I have a daughter to support by myself as a dad and have really turned my life around, and my boss already knows how to do math. Boss still always tells her supervisor she just can't get the hang of algebra so I can keep my job. My boss is cool. I know how to read the screen at PC Richard & Son Appliances and Electronics. I can tell how low a price can go when haggling before it needs the manager's code and the commission the salesman will get. I tell the salesman I'll tip him the difference in commission they'd make had they sold it at retail if he gets a manager to drop the price. This is usually over $100-400 in savings on large appliances and $20-50 on smaller things. Their code is don't give up. 1234. 5678.90. Usually just dropping knowledge of the code will get you a great deal. I use the Starbucks mobile ordering system to order a grand drink, but then select the option to have it put in a venti cup. 4/5 times I get a full venti drink. I never actually did this, and I'm told it doesn't work anymore, but I saw people do it years ago. At a certain major university, the administration decided to put all your services on one card. Everything from the library to photocopiers, to exams to food services. A fine idea. There was just one tiny problem. The code somehow presumed that everyone would, at some point, put a balance on the card, but they did not account for the possibility of someone showing up in certain places with a zero balance. One set of such places involved anywhere that served university issue food. In short, as long as you kept a zero balance on your card, you ate for free. You'd get rung in at the cash and present your card. It would scan but not show the cashier the balance. Because of privacy regulations, it would only say okay or not okay if you had a balance that was not sufficient or negative. For example, in the case of library fines, it would compare X to Y and it wouldn't go through if your balance was 0. It went through every time, so somebody didn't set up that binary properly. This went on for years in certain faculties and departments, and it's easy to imagine which ones. It was legendary. It got to the point, I'm told, that they were actually holding meetings and disciplining people who abused it too much because they were so concerned about keeping it going. As far as I know, it only ended because the university tore out all of their old cafeterias and put new ones in. presumably because the old ones were losing staggering amounts of money, complete with a new payment system that did not apparently have this issue. I found out towards the end of my time there, but I didn't feel too upset because I lived off campus and only ate within the university inside my college, which was on a different system and had way better food. Someone literally said, "How would you like a free lunch?" Showed me his 0.00 balance on a nearby machine, and then bought me lunch. At my work, we have to pay $30 a month for parking which get deducted from our salary, but I've never paid a cent since when I started there. I used to go to work by train, but after a month, I've started to use my car and just never informed anyone. So far I've saved around $3K. I have an employee discount at a grocery store that automatically gives me 5-10% off any groceries I buy from that store. I haven't worked for that store in more than a year. This is probably the same in other cities, but if you get a parking ticket from a private company you don't have to pay it. I've been getting parking tickets for years in this privately owned parking lot and I just throw them out. My great student card heist. I live in South Australia, so why MMV elsewhere? Basically, the cost to apply for a uni degree here is about $60. So you apply for a degree, enroll in topics, get your full-time student card, then unenroll in all your topics. If you unenroll before the census date, which is usually a month or so after uni starts, you don't get charged for the course, but they don't ask for your student card back. That means that you get to claim all the sweet student discounts, the best of which being on public transport. If, like me, you get public transport twice a day, 5 days a week, it costs you almost $40. Having a student card halves the cost, so you basically make up for the $60 you paid to apply for uni in 3 weeks of catching the train. Not currently, but a year ago when I was in college, the meal plan, in addition to letting you into the cafeterias a certain number of times per week, included something called dining dollars, which are just regular dollars except you can only use them at college, approved restaurants or fast food chains on campus. The meal plan comes with a fixed number of dining dollars per semester, $200 or $300 or something depending on your plan, but you can add extra if you want to go to the college restaurants more. They have a promotion where if you spend $20 or more of real money on dining dollars, you get 10% extra. So for example, if you pay $100, you'll get $110 to spend on food. The college actually earns a profit on this because items at their convenience stores are marked up by more than 10% of market value, so it increases their revenue by more than the cost of giving out that 10% bonus. Except I broke this system. I was the treasurer of a club, and noticed in some obscure bylaw that if you filled out some form at the student affairs office, it would authorize your organization to hold fundraisers where people can spend their dining dollars on your club's merchandise, such as soccer team t-shirts or a bake sale or whatever. Usually when you have a fundraiser, you want people outside of your club to buy your stuff, because otherwise it'd just be like charging ridiculous club dues. But I figured out we could charge $10 per cookie, have all the club members buy 20 cookies from ourselves, using dining dollars, take the $6,000 check out of the club account, then distribute the money to everyone so that they could buy more dining dollars. But you get 10% extra each time you repeat this. So basically it was like being given $600 for free by the dining services department for doing absolutely nothing productive. Also we got to eat a lot of cookies. Not me, but someone at my school a few years ago found a SQL injection exploit in a part of the school's computer system and just straight up deleted every student's file who attended the school. Top bands. When I was in university we had a machine that gave you a little slip for the windshield to show you paid to park there, so I used Excel to make duplicates and put them in my windshield every morning without having to pay the $8 day to park. I got caught though after about 6 months when the machine was broken one day, but I still had a slip on my dash. Not anymore, but for about 2 weeks at my school I could get 600 milliliters choc chill for free because the online ordering glitched. Went out drinking a couple of years ago and woke up with broken phone. Went hungover to a place to buy a new one. Samsung S5 was broke, so bought it with 12-month part financed through having to change phone company. They told me the phone company would take care of the switch and I would start receiving bills in a couple of weeks. Well, it's been 2 years and I still haven't received one, and still with the old phone company. Basically got a free phone. We've lost a few people in the past year and now the office is critically understaffed. Management keeps dropping I need this ASAP. I need it by noon. I need it by close of business requests. The rest of my coworkers be and moan and tell them how far behind they are. I just drop whatever I'm doing and sort out that problem. I am always functionally 3 months behind, but I say yes mom, smile, and put out whatever fire happens to catch the fancy of management on that particular hour. Last week they took my backlog and divided up to my co-workers to free me up to handle the day-to-day critical issues. GameStop allows you to get a full refund on any pre-owned game if you bring it back within 7 days. It's good for shorter games or breaks vacations when you have lots of time to play. Get the GOTY edition, download DLC, return, then get the standard. Thought about upping my Gamers Club Unlocked membership at Best Buy when I realized when I initially bought the membership 2 years ago Best Buy quite literally had a glitch in their system and accidentally gave me an additional 2 years for free. It's not super fancy or anything, but hey, it means 20% off games without paying another $30, so that's a win in my book. If you're listening to Pandora on Android and an ad comes up, press your recent screens button, either the left or right button, and close out and relaunch it. It's quicker than sitting through the ad, and with extended use Pandora is now permanently glitched and every ad is now 6 seconds of black screen and back to my music. That if I'm nice to people, I tend to get what I want. It's a lost art, I know, but boy does it work. I come into work way later than everyone, then just leave 10 minutes after the last person leaves. I don't feel guilty about it because I get all of my work done, and most people are just wasting time there anyways. Jamba Juice give members of their club a free small smoothie during their birthday month. They recently redid the app for mobile ordering so you could use discounts and stuff. In the app you can use the free small smoothie to get a large smoothie. I use 10-minute mail and a random phone number to make a new account whenever I want a smoothie. Standard size ice cream was 1.30, while big ice cream, double the standard size, was 3.30. The standard was really small, so everybody bought the big one. But I did the math, so I'd ask for 2 standard ones, receive an extra waffle, and save 0.70. I was 11. As I watched the line of adults all buying big ice cream, I realized that not all adults were smart, but nobody repeated my trick. Walmart will match any price of their competitors, so I usually get a tremendous deal on sodas, $2.50 per 12 pack, because if you just show them the deal on a newspaper they will honor it. Doesn't matter if the deal is from the friggin' 4th of July, but they never check the date. This can work on other items as well. I've just found the biggest savings to be on 12 packs. I'm not allowed to browse any non-work related websites at work, so I set up a .rss feed for Reddit in my Outlook inbox. A while back they got new keypads at my job that wouldn't let you punch in if you showed up late for work. It would just say, "Too late, see a manager," and then you'd have to go through the awkward process of telling your manager, having them follow you up the stairs, and they had to sign a late slip for you. One day I figured out that if I put a 9 at the end of my 4-digit key, because it doesn't override the last key, I could punch in late without being penalized. Naturally I abused this loophole whenever I was too late for work. Eventually they caught on to what I was doing and had a manager talk to me and tell me that if I showed up late 3 more times, 3 strikes, I'd be fired. I think the only reason they didn't fire me then and there was because they didn't want to admit there was a loophole in the system. I don't know how I did it, but I went 3 years without getting fined for not having health insurance. You have been visited by the science doggo. Upvote now and you will get high grades and good results within the next week. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check out another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.